with me. I'm trying different techniques to share what I'm doing with you. Oh, here we go. Back. All right, so we're going to make some salad. See if I've got the view good enough for you to watch what I'm doing here. Okay, so I've got a little Cherokee lettuce that we grew in our hydroponic stands and a little bit of store-bought butter lettuce. We're finally getting enough Cherokee lettuce that we really don't have to buy too much lettuce, which is what I prefer. I love our own homegrown lettuce and greens. In fact, we're still using our cherry tomatoes. They've been nicely ripening on the wall. Try to eat a salad every day. Just really feel like all those colorful vegetables are good for you, and fruits. And we still have those ribs left from the other night that we cooked in our sun oven, or day I should say. It definitely wasn't night. Gotta have light for that. So it's gonna be a good dinner tonight. We actually have some celery started in our garden. We had a large celery plant that went to seed and I just let it go. It didn't really look all that great when it was going to seed, but I tell you what, sure rewarded me with a whole bunch of baby seedlings coming up. So we're starting with our lettuce for our base. And after that, we're going to add some of our broccoli sprouts. I've been making broccoli sprouts. It's a great way to get cruciferous vegetables year-round, whether it's too cold to really have any cruciferous growing and or maybe it's too hot. Where we live, it's usually more the problem that it's too hot. And I actually gave these a pretty good rinse and got as many of the seeds out as I could. So let's add some of these in. It's supposed to be so good for you. And they actually taste pretty good too. They're a little lighter than eating actual broccoli, but you get more health benefits actually from eating the seedlings than you do the broccoli, which is pretty amazing. And I think we'll add some celery. Let's chop that up. I really love gardening. I don't know about the rest of you. You know, sometimes you don't always have space for gardening where you live, but I found it really easy to grow. Sometimes it's easier than others to grow some vegetables on a hydroponic stand. I've had a lot of luck with lettuces and greens, and then often cherry tomatoes and peppers and herbs. So it's worth experimenting with and trying to learn. If nothing else, if you're able to grow your own lettuce, that's just one more produce item that you don't have to worry about having some funky contamination. And it gives you a little connection. You feel connected to the planet, and you can grow some of your own food, even on a small scale. I think if you can add a lot of colorful fruits and vegetables into your diet, it's really beneficial to your health. And it really doesn't take that much time to make a salad. And I just use whatever I have. I have quite a few things tonight, but sometimes I have onions and tomatoes and lettuce, and that's kind of what we go with. We actually have some radishes growing out there in the garden right now. Pretty soon we'll be able to harvest them. These are store-bought radishes. And radishes are actually considered cruciferous vegetables. So good to know. And all these little bits that I cut off and discard, I'm putting those in my compost bin because So I'm going to have some wonderful compost. Well, it's got a nasty spot. I'm going to have some wonderful compost to put in my garden in the spring. We save our eggshells and coffee grounds, tea grounds, you name it. As long as it's not an animal product. We don't put any animal products other than the eggshell that we rinse in the compost. So we had a really nice day today. Enjoyed walking with Meg earlier. It was pretty chilly out. I actually had a sweatshirt, 2 other sweaters on just to stay warm, and my warm hat that I made. Meg had her fur coat on. She was perfectly content. We ran into her friend Milo, and that was really fun. Milo is very well behaved, and Meg is very happy. So tomorrow, I don't know how many of you have been catching our short videos on making American Girl doll clothes. Tomorrow I'm going to attempt a live for that project, and I'll probably use my laptop for that. We'll see how well of a connection I have next to my sewing area. We have some dead zones in our house, and once in a while I get burned with that. I love putting onions in the salad. But our American Girl doll pants or capris actually came out really good. I was very happy with that. And tomorrow we're going to do one of the shirts. Well, actually it's got a shirt and then it's kind of like a little dress cover. I think they call it a cami. I'm not very good at the terminology. But I've been really happy with that McCall's pattern. So far it's been really easy to follow, which is nice because sometimes patterns can be a little confusing, especially if you're new to following patterns. Most of my sewing is based around more embellishing. I have a couple of embroidery machines and I enjoy making simple things and decorating them and taking, say, blue jeans apart and actually embellishing blue jeans with like certain designs. Recently I made a cowboy's pants and those turned out pretty awesome. So that's most of my experience, but I've made a couple of shirts for my husband and a few other things. A lot of decorative towels, some bowling towels, you know, as gifts for people. But tomorrow night we'll be doing a live and we'll be working on our American Girl doll outfit. So those of you that like to sew or have any interest in sewing doll clothes, I hope you'll join us for that. Look at how colorful these salads are turning out to be. And we have, that was some fermented carrots. I don't know how many of you caught the fermented carrot video we did. I'll actually add a link to that. It may have just been a short. This is the fermented garlic. Look at how nice and blue that is. They actually call that black garlic when you get it, that nice copper kind of color, right? Kind of the oxidized copper blue color. Tastes fabulous. So good. When it comes to making salad, you just put what you like in it. You don't have to put everything that I'm putting in it or that someone else puts in it. Mostly just make some kind of salad. Get some vegetables in your diet. You could even make a fruit salad if you wanted. All right, let's go ahead and add some apple in here. Be careful with the knife, you don't cut yourself. When you're doing the apple, I guess I could core it with the corer, but that seems like a lot of work for just doing one apple. Not actually supposed to cut towards yourself, but sometimes I find that hard to avoid. Just take it easy and don't be in a hurry. Right, let's turn these over and just kind of dice them up a little bit, slice them up. be careful not to chop your fingers in this process. Oh, there's Meg. She hears me cutting on the board and she thinks that there's somebody outside the house. She's actually coming into her personality. She's become quite protective, I would say, in about the last 4 months. Especially if my husband isn't home. She definitely wants me to know if there's anybody outside. Isn't that right, sweetie? Isn't that right, Meg? All right, let's go ahead. We can move this now. Actually, wait, not quite yet. Let's add some black beans in here. A little healthy protein. My husband's a bigger meat eater and I'm a bigger vegetable person, so I'll just give him a few black beans and I'll actually give myself quite a few of them. We both eat vegetables and meat, so we actually make a lot of different food, which is kind of fun. He is loving those ribs and I loved them too. Boy, I tell you, they look so good. They tasted so wonderful when we pulled them out of the sun oven. Just want to add a little cheese for some flavor. So there you have it. There's our colorful salad filled with vegetables and a little fruit, some beans and some broccoli sprouts. I hope you enjoyed making salad with me tonight. Thank you very much for watching and joining. All right, have a good night. Thank you.